You see this awesome Peax Solitude 4 teepee? You want to learn how to pitch it properly? Well, let me show you how. Loop it around that same existing one. And there's a nice little patch here in the middle where you know. I'm going to teach you guys once and for all how to properly pitch the Peax Solitude 4 teepee. First things first, find a nice level ground. For the Peax Solitude 4 teepee, the first thing you want to establish is your floor. There is always a running debate with floorless shelters if you like a floor or not. Some people like a Tyvek sheet instead of a floor, but you want to build this teepee around the floor because it makes for a very easy transition to your shelter. So the cutout for the stove always wants to be forward because that's where the front of the teepee is going to be. So that's once that roughed out. Usually it's windy, so it's all over the place. But then you take your stakes. You want to go corner to corner, corner to corner, and then middle. And don't be gentle with these things. Really tighten them down nice and snug. The tighter your corners are, the tighter the shelter will be. And then you can also obviously adjust those pulley systems on the stake itself as well. This is nice, soft, forgiving ground, which I appreciate. Okay, now that we have that, we gotta get our two middle ones. These are easily missed, but there are two middle guy out points. And now, next step I like to do is build your center pole. And it's supposed to be 4 pieces to the center pole, and there is. That's good. Sometimes these guys are parallel with each other all the way in. I like to keep them a bit out so they're not so cinched you have to kind of rig them out of there. But pull these, and that should be parallel with the other. Boom. Yep. Just like so.
Other end.
Put that to the side. Take your shelter. And now it's pretty streamlined except for the doors, because you just take the shelter and take the same guy out points and put it to the already established stakes. And then your stove jack is always forward. That's always how you know which way is forward. I like that. The corners are black material and the doors are gray. For example, black, gray. And then you just loop it around that same existing one. And you have play here if you like it or not. I like to kind of go halfway just to start. Pro tip, make sure that these aren't underneath your guy out points. That happens a lot and it's really annoying. I think I have to start over. All right, now once you have all of those set, you take your middle pole, open your door, and then the numbers are always on the bottom part. It's easy. I've made that mistake before. And there's a nice little patch here in the middle where you know where the pole goes. Nice and easy. And now you stake out your two doors. The cool thing about this teepee that not a lot of other teepees have is that it has a free-flowing zipper that's not associated with the pitch of the teepee. A lot of other models in the industry, there's 4 corners and the 2 on each side are putting stress on the zippers, creating a lot of failure zippers in the field. And then, last but not least, the single point guy out system. All you want to do is take both of these, bring it together, take your stake, put that down underneath, and pitch it. Cool thing about the single point guy out system is that it's allowing you more sidewall room for capacity, either more dudes or more gear. And then it also is really
taller dudes.
What's that?
Or taller dudes.
Or taller dudes. Guys short like Tyler don't need that much room in a teepee. But it also is really durable for wind resistance. And so this is about right. I always like to look at it. You know, it's wiggling a little bit left. So I'm gonna take a little tension off of these sidewalls. And it's sill, so it's going to stretch, but that's pretty much how you stake out your Solitude 4 teepee. Tyler, now that we have our teepee pitched, this teepee is just the gift that keeps on giving. Because right when you thought that this thing was out of features, it's just getting started. Now we're gonna pitch the Crosstrek stabilization system. So make your way in, welcome to my crib. So grab your trekking pole. Well, you have your tip of your trekking pole. It's technically designed that you don't need one, but I always like to use one, so don't lose this. It's just, you know, puts way less stress on that sill material. And so you want to take it a little bit, and you see these rivets here and here. This is where you set up your Crosstrek stabilization system. So this is the side that you want your tip. And then you just put the butt or the head of the trekking pole into this opening here. Then you extend this middle piece out. And as you can tell, you're getting a lot more headroom this way. Okay, and then grab your other one and do the same thing. As Dan would say, rinse and repeat. Really sturdy, awesome system. You can hang gaiters, you know, rain gear, whatever. You also have this little system here, especially when you're running your stove. This thing will dry out anything need be. So, yeah, any questions?
Just to note, you need the extendable Peax trekkie poles.
Yeah, they do not work on the Z poles.
Don't work for that.
Guys, so technically the Solitude 4 teepee is a 4-person without a stove, 2-person with a stove. In my opinion, that's a little flexible depending on the dude and depending on the gear. I'm 5'11", he's 7 foot tall, and we would definitely be able to sleep both of us comfortably, especially without the stove. But if we threw in the stove, we would still have plenty of room for gear. We can even throw a little Dan in the corner there, give him a lollipop and call it a day. Something that I didn't go over is that these are tubbed floors.
Tab.
Little tab here that will allow that tubbed floor to go up, and it helps a little bit with that crosswind or cross dust coming out from underneath the teepee. Guys, this is by far the most built out and durable teepee single wall shelter you can find as a backcountry hunter. Check it out. You can get 10% off, use code ELKSHAPE.
Thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.